YouTube on Glow 93.9 FM. You can not only hear us, but you can also see us. And we want to welcome all of you to In the News. So this is your first time with us, and you are confused as to what's happening. So In the News is the show where we do the hard work for you. Want to know what's happening in your community? Want to know what's actually in the papers, but yet you don't feel like spending $1 to buy the paper? That's what we do here. We take the $1, take the $2. We look at our dailies that come here in the Bahamas. Welcome to those walking on TuneIn Radio. We do apologize. We had some power outages and stuff like that, and so we were off. And you were off from our live feed. You still had music going on, but you were off from our live feed. Welcome back to us, those locked in on TuneIn Radio.
Welcome back.
But we take the time. We go through our dailies here in the Bahamas, in case you are listening from outside the Bahamas. We go through the Nassau Guardian, and we go through the Tribune.
News Network.
And we give you news and reviews of what's happening in the country known as the Bahamas. And so we thank you so much for joining us today. We're going to get things started. I am Delton.
And I am Ginelle.
She is Ginelle, and we are about to go in the news. I'm trying to get our little background music thing up, but
there's nothing up.
I don't have a computer anymore, and so it's not as easy as it once was. But we can make it work by tomorrow.
Okay.
So give us a little leeway for we have some new trials.
Difficulties.
But we'll be back on tomorrow with hopefully with our music and what's not in the background. So today just listen to our voice. But since we've been gone, if you're not a new time listener, this is not your first time listening to In the News. Where we left off, the F&M was in a race.
Mm-hmm.
Since then,
did we come back after the race?
we did not.
Oh.
That was our last show. Our last show, I think, was the Friday before the election.
Thursday.
The Thursday.
Because we had the MBLN.
Right. So the Thursday before the election, I think, was our last show, I think, or sometime around there. We ain't been back since. And since then, Michael Pintado remained as leader. And a lot of things has happened in the news since then. Murder count continued to rise. We don't know what's happening there. BPL continued to load shed. Apparently, Grand Bahama is also having load shedding as well. I don't know what's happening there. Grand Bahama Power Company. But it seems like they were jealous of us down here in the Bahamas. Down here in Nassau. And so now Grand Bahamas joined the load shedding community.
And the
so
Wi-Fi
we welcome you.
community.
And the Wi-Fi issue. So they have utilities, something that it's not normal in Grand Bahama. Usually, they're usually sort of leading the way in terms of the family islands.
Mm-hmm.
But now, hey, welcome guys to the party. Welcome to poor utility companies. Welcome to lack of service. Like this morning. Well, this morning I understood. This morning BPL, I don't think it was their fault this morning, but we definitely was off this morning. After that thunderstorm. It was a major thunderstorm this morning. And so when I heard that, I was like, okay. I quickly put my phone on charge, get that last little bit, and less than 5 minutes after the second thunder, we was off. And so...
Lord, if you're listening, please don't turn us off while we're live.
Oh, well, no, while we're live. Oh, Lord.
Wait till we finish.
As we believe God for the generator to kick in.
Amen.
But welcome. So we're starting off, catching up now. But since then, the budget debate has gone in.
This is the new fiscal year.
We are now in the new fiscal year for the Davis administration.
NIB is up.
The NIB is up. Plane is on the way. Alongside of stuff. We missed a lot of stuff that's happening to do since then.
Mm-hmm.
But we can jump into what's happening now. And I'm going to start off in the Guardian, the Nassau Guardian story here. Lead story is the PM intervenes with task force. And this story is by Travis Cartwright Carroll. And for those that may not know, let's say you're not up to par on what's happening with this task force. There was a few videos that went viral
Gang.
over the past few weeks. What was happening? Apparently, tax revenue, inland revenue, and those guys, they were getting serious about collecting taxes from companies.
Very serious.
How serious?
Standing on business serious.
They brought in the defense force and the police force special unit, because this is not normal police officers just walking around in random clothes. No, they went army fatigues with machine guns, and they were going into business establishments, and they come for to collect that little thing. Now, it was met with a lot of kickback. There's like, did we do something illegal? A lot of I saw one company's like, we already paid it, so we don't understand exactly why they were here with the guns. The leader of the task force, Commander, good friend of mine, Commander Bertram Boleg, fellow musician. Um, he was like, it wasn't like that. It wasn't as bad as it looked. But we're not going to allow
It
them.
looked pretty bad though.
It does look horrible.
It does. It looked like
it looked
these
very
people,
terrifying.
like they found out some things. They got a tip, and these people harboring things.
Yeah.
And it did look. It looked awful.
The way it looked like they're doing some illegal activity.
Yeah, it looked
and
awful.
We caught you on.
Yeah,
That's how it looked.
it definitely looked awful.
But in today's paper, the Prime Minister, go against story by Travis Scott, Ray Carroll. Prime Minister Philip Davis said yesterday he has directed the Revenue Collection Task Force to find a better way to carry out its inspections of businesses in the country without carrying gun-toting law officers into those establishments. The government in recent times has come under fire over heavily armed officers being a part of the operations. St. Barnabas MP Shannon Dawn Cartwright, the deputy leader of the Free National Movement, raised the issue in Parliament yesterday. There has to be a better way, Cartwright said. In response, Davis said, I accept what St. Barnabas said. I was moved by what I was seeing. It was the enforcement unit. They thought they had to show force to enforce. In this instance, I have expressed that there's a better way, as you have pointed out, and that better way will be employed going forward. I don't expect to see scenes as we've seen that have gone around with armed men going into businesses unless it is necessary. Unless it is a necessary escalation of issues that might apply.
I just want to know whose decision it was.
To initially send them out?
No, not to send them out. Like, I understand the whole point of sending them out, but like for just everything. For everything.
I understand the task force.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I understand them. I guess going into businesses. I don't know if that was a thing before.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure if that was ever done, where they just you owe us money, we come to collect it. I know it's usually businesses would go and pay an inland revenue and whatnot. I don't know what it was before, if this ever was a norm.
I don't know. I honestly haven't been reading up on it as I usually do, but I know that there was a point in time when there was just a literal plea, like from the minister of who's responsible for NIB at the time, just a plea for businesses to pay their contributions and to get up to date with their contributions and stuff like that. So I don't know if this is just a combination of having to wait so long and it's like, yeah, no, come, let's go.
I assume now I don't know who I there was to bring the law enforcement officers with
That's
the big
what I'm
guns.
saying. Like, did you think the people were gonna run?
Could we not just carry one officer? Because I assume that is for if you're going into the store. I say they're going to pay you cash. Why is someone doing that in 2024? I don't know. But let's say they are paying you revenue and they're paying it in full cash. I guess you want some level of security there for the worker that's going inside to collect the money.
But even armor trucks only have like 2 people.
Armor trucks. I mean, that's a problem to me. First of all, because it's be one woman outside with a shotgun. I actually got a problem with that. But I think collecting $10,000. That right there is the issue for me. But that's another story for another day. Because I know there the one shotgun and one another old man walking inside there fast with a paper bag. It's like this got to be a better way than this. Yes, but I understand. So I have the problem having one. If you have one armed person, I understand you need to have several. I saw that the boat entry on Palm Key definitely like a drug operation was going on. Because I know you saw the photos of that.
I didn't see the photos, but I heard with the
like they came on boats,
the managing director,
hop off the boat with the guns, like let's go get this money.
Yeah, like they was trying to sneak attack.
It definitely looked like something off like Bad Boys movie. I don't know what was happening. Like, they had a sting operation going on. But I got the Prime Minister. That was the last of that. So hopefully we'll see what happens going forward. From forward, of course, I expect to see pictures online. If they do, does this happen again?
I don't know, man. I know. It feels kind of iffy. Like, it feels like that type of thing where they're trying to show, like, that they have, I guess, a good pull, or, like, they're serious about enforcement and stuff like that, and, like, I'm not saying that it's a publicity stunt or PR, but, like, for these persons to be the persons that they go harming on and to go so.
I,
Mm,
there is a level of, yes, we're taking it serious,
mm-hmm.
but when you bring in guns, it almost seems criminal.
Yeah, it
To
does.
criminal to the aspect of, we're going to kill you if you don't pay us. That's what it seems like. We're going to kill you or lock you up. And I don't know if that's exactly what the penalty is. The penalty is not death. I'm pretty sure the penalty
No.
for not paying your taxes is not death. And that's what the image it gives off when you see these the army
Mm-hmm.
fatigues, mask on, machine guns in hand, standing around at you. I the presence of that particular side of police, like the SWAT team and Special Forces with Defense Force,
Mm-hmm.
they are a scary bunch. I had an encounter
Yeah.
with them. That was last week. I dropped my son off to summer camp, and right next door to summer camp is an outdoor shop that sells guns. I never thought about it before, but it made so much sense. Apparently, they got a shipment in,
Mm-hmm.
and SWAT was there with the shipment, and there's literally right next door to where my son's summer camp is, and the guys were just standing by the door as I pulled up. And I didn't realize what was happening. So I was like, "What's?" So I was very scared.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, I'm driving a small Japanese vehicle, as they call it. So for me, I have my hair twist. I was like, "Oh Lord, don't tell me, like, please don't shoot me." I don't have no tint. My car's not heavily tinted. You can see inside. I am coming to pick up my child.
And you know these
From some-
Japanese
from-
cars replacing the Hondas now.
There's always a small Japanese car involved in some criminal activity. So I drive
Suspect
very
was seen
slowly.
leaving in a queue.
And I pulled up to like the front door, and the guy is walking to me, and I saw another one came from behind the truck that I could not see, and he's looking at me as well, and they have like holding their guns, and I was like, I got out of the car slowly, I said good afternoon everybody. No one said anything back. I was like, okay, I buzzed the door, I grabbed my child, I definitely made extra conversation with Dallas to show down his father. I was like, hey, buddy, how's it going? It's like, good afternoon. I was being very, very overly compensating just to make sure y'all don't shoot me, please. But that scene, and there was only like four of them. It wasn't like this big team that I saw
They
going
just
in the
was
shop.
big.
It was just four of them, but the way they were dressed, the fact that you didn't see eyes for some of them,
Oh yeah.
it's like this.
And some of them is have on shade, so you can't even see their
you
eyes.
can't see the eyes.
I feel like they have fun doing that.
oh, definitely.
So what?
I mean, they'll never get a chance to ever like shoot anybody. They're just the look of it. Like it's like, let's put time. Let's go, man. Let's go. Finally, I get to put on these things and go there and scare some people. They was like, let's go.
They
And
definitely
I was
be ready.
definitely worried. Denisha say good morning. Denisha Schroeder says morning, L.
Good morning.
To all of you else locked in on Facebook and or YouTube on Glow 93.9 FM, welcome to In the News, where we're
Welcome.
going through the paper. So yeah, our lead story, PM intervenes with task force, and he said it's going to be a better way.
It's got to
That's
be
my lead story. What's
better way.
that's the lead for you at the Tribune?
PM, a better way on tax compliance.
Oh, same thing.
Yep,
All right.
same thing.
So same story as in both papers as the lead stories. My second story talks about Hurricane Beryl that is moving through the lower Caribbean now. I think it just passed Barbados, I think it was. And there's definitely some devastation happened there. I saw some pictures of flooding. So we are praying for those Caribbean islands down there that have to go through this. The
One
Hurricane Beryl.
of the news things I think said something about at least one dead.
Oh, I don't know. That's fatality already. That's fatality too. Oh boy.
Apparently.
I know her. They say it's now Category 4, with maximum sustainment of 155 miles per hour, and it's around the past the Windward Islands yesterday, devastating St. Vincent and Grenadines and Grenada. In a press conference, Grenada Prime Minister Dickon Mitchell said his office received reports of extensive storm surge and damage to the buildings on the island. There is no electricity on any of the islands, and communication has been difficult. I don't know how it is in Barbados yet. I haven't heard anything. I'm pretty sure there'll be a statement soon by Prime Minister Mia Mottley if there hasn't been one already. And so our prayers goes out to all of those islands that have to deal with this now. Pray against any more loss of life during this time with hurricane. My next story will be NIB. And this one is by the executive editor, Candia Dames.
Dun, 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 dun.
Liquidating assets driven only by commercial concerns. Oh, this also came up during the budget debate, where it was like during the time of COVID, I think it was. That was when they decided to sell off a lot of the U.S. stocks for NIB, all the shares that NIB had in American companies in 2020. I didn't like that, but I didn't get to read the full story. I don't know if you heard about that, but it was definitely a leading story for a while that we had shares in Amazon and all these other companies, and during COVID, like we sold them.
Why?
I guess they're trying to get to the bottom of this right now. It says, according to this story by Gandia Dames, the National Insurance Board yesterday responded to the posts circulating on social media regarding matters related to the fund, including investment policy decisions, explaining that its decision to liquidate its assets are driven only by commercial concerns and statutory objectives. While NIB did not couch its statement as a response to Minister of Housing and Urban Renewal Keith Bell, it is Bell's claims against NIB during his recent contribution to the budget debate in the House of Assembly that placed the matter of NIB's foreign assets into public domain, sparking controversy. Bell blasted the administration for selling NIB shares in American companies in 2020, saying the decision led to a loss and made it more difficult for NIB to meet its obligations. NIB explained yesterday that on matters pertaining to investments, its investment portfolio is benchmarked against a blend of multiple global indices. Indices?
Indices.
Did I say indices? As is best practice
It's okay, it's a lot of words.
for a multi-asset portfolio. What does that mean in layman's terms? I don't know.
I don't know, but I want to make an educated guess and say that this is how they was able to keep up those payments for so long to all of those unemployed people, because even
by selling some of them stocks.
Because even before the pandemic, they were talking about NIB not having money. So how would they have been able to really fund all of those programs that they were doing?
I guess so. That's what they're saying.
That's the only guess that I could make.
Let me read a little long so they explain
Amazon?
anything. These include, for example, the S&P 500, MSCI Index, the Bloomberg, Barclays Global Aggregate Index, BizX, all well-known and globally trusted indices. Indices. You know what? I skipped that word again. It said, NIB's investment strategies are made with the best technical and investment advice. The board continued. For the record, NIB is not involved in the Bahamas Power and Light restructuring plans, either as an investor or a lender. NIB's decision to invest and divest are driven purely by commercial concerns and statutory objectives. There are occasions where commercial concerns might require NIB to liquidate certain assets, just as there are occasions where NIB must take advantage of an investment opportunity to grow the fund. These decisions are driven solely by business principles and our obligations to meet our statutory objectives. You ought to said that at least 15 times this one article. The National Guardian noted last week that on May 2020, Central Bank Governor John Rowland in a public statement had directly asked NIB to liquidate some of its foreign assets to help build foreign reserves given the unfolding economic crisis. There you go. All of that statement to get that in 2020
it's the same thing. NIB dishing out all that money, it gotta come back somewhere. And if ain't nobody working, ain't nobody paying contributions.
And my cousin say, sell some of them names. And cousin say, that's what it was. Rowland said, in keeping with the principle of viewing the National Insurance Board foreign investment as an extended support for the foreign reserves, the central bank has requested the NIB to liquidate some of its external investments and bring the proceeds back on shore. Apparently, Bell claimed in Parliament, National Insurance and Investment Portfolio, and the idea is it's $1 billion fund, and the idea is to continue with investment to ensure that there's a return on the investment to prop up the fund to meet obligations, pension, and unemployment. So, Ms. Bell says the returns from those particular funds will also give you the money that you wanted to get.
I understand, but I feel like to some extent, there should be a level of grace that we extend for the financial decisions made during the pandemic. Because we were I feel like this was literally a case of desperate times calls for desperate measures. And again, I understand why they would have done that. They was giving out millions of dollars in assistance to people, and this was only based on what we knew about. We don't
Right.
know how much other assistance programs, money that they were giving out to people that needed it at the time, and we have to take into consideration as well. Nobody would have been making nobody really would have been
Contributions at the time.
making contributions at the time. Those businesses that were closed during that time were not making contributions, so it wasn't being restocked. So come on,
set them
man.
off.
They had to make it up somewhere, or else we would have been broke.
Gotta keep some though.
Yeah.
Gotta keep the Amazon. Right? The Amazon one.
It may not have been as big as we think, but I mean, just the idea of who it is, you
Yeah,
would think that it brings
that-
in
that brings
an
some return.
insurmountable cost.
That one returned. I think I don't think we bought no 5 shares. I don't think it was 5
You'd be
shares.
surprised.
I think it might have been a good amount of
28.
yeah, I think we had a good number of shares, especially for stuff like Amazon, stuff like that. I don't think they would have made that big investment or find that investment in the company and just buy 2 shares. So I'm pretty sure there was a lot of shares.
You know what I would love? You know who I would love to hear talk about this? What's his name?
Who's that?
The former DPM, Peter Turnquist.
Oh, Peter Dern. What if he's come back to politics? He's come
No.
back. He ain't come back.
He said he wasn't coming back from that time.
Yeah, you didn't even see it. The last time I saw it was when he for Pintard race. After
Yep.
that. All right, guys.
I working with Pintard because he working with me.
And then after that, he's gone. All right. Back to the shadows, guys.
I don't blame you, sir.
Yeah, no, but he probably would be a definitely because he would have been in there during that time to know exactly.
Or the financial secretary, he probably ain't taking y'all calls. He probably ain't taking
I
no
mean,
calls.
the one now. I
The
mean,
one now may just be trying to catch up, but that one before, we weren't not on air to talk about that.
He missed that whole thing, man. He missed that whole
Oh, there's so much that has
that
happened.
whole debacle that went down
Oh boy.
with the financial secretary and one of your colleagues, former colleagues.
And you know the thing is, like,
Yeah, and he missed the whole thing. You missed that. You missed all. We apologize.
yeah.
But we missed that whole situation.
Don't worry, guys. There'll be more.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully not that. Hopefully not that. But
hopefully
you know,
not to that
other
extent.
things happening in the country.
Because
That
that went right fast.
boy.
That went downhill. That escalated very quickly.
Boy. Speaking of news, Elkin 360 still benefiting from Independence hit last year.
As he should.
Wow. As he should. Oh my gosh, the
As
picture
he
is
should.
priceless.
As
Did
he
you
should.
see his remake of the song for America?
I mean, like people still waiting for to be something else. Like, you know what it's gonna be. It's not gonna be a new song. It's gonna be the same thing it was before. Why do you think it's gonna be a new song?
A year after his song became the unofficial theme of the 50th anniversary of Independence celebrations, Elkin 360 said bookings are starting to pick up again, and he is still reaping the benefits of last summer's hit. Elkin Outen 62 said he made about $50,000 from his song Bahamas Golden Anniversary through performances and streaming. That was the first time he generated a profit from his music. Before
Nice.
that, he performed only at church concerts that he had to pay to attend.
Change content.
It has enhanced my lifestyle, he said yesterday. I have more money in my
You
pocket.
paid to go sing at a church event?
You know what? We thank you, God, for the turnaround. But I am sad, though, that the actual song that one didn't really get, that it wasn't really out there.
I mean,
The
well,
real song that
I
won.
mean, it's on the one. That's
one.
sure.
Like he literally, like, it wasn't even like he was in the running, like his song.
No.
And he just, but you know,
That's
when God say it's your time, it's your time.
And proving the behaviors like that. That's really what the
What you mean?
behaviors like
song,
a gonna
that
key
song
key
is
key.
catchy though.
One thing with a key it's gonna make it catchy, whether it's catchy or not. We sang it so much in jazz that it became a hit.
But you have
That's
to-
usually what happens.
You have to give it to him, though. You have to give it to
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
him. He had TikTok light up. He had people actually like posting things about the Bahamas. He had young kids becoming patriotic, and that's a struggle that we have a lot of times still now. So I mean, yeah, like it was a little, you know. Da-da-da-da-da-da. But he literally caused like young and old people to come together and like be patriotic and to
You bridge the gap.
Wow, you know what?
It was so,
You know what?
LK 360
I'm not
bridge the
winning
gap.
with you, so it's fine.
So the winner of the 50th Jubilee anniversary of Bahamas is LK 360. Shout out to LK
Wow.
for bringing the
Wow.
cultures and the generations
Wow.
together.
You know, Ilse's song was nice though.
And I only person noticed you.
It's called what it called?
The only person you know with it.
Black Aqua and Gold. It's on YouTube. Put
Yeah.
your flags in the air.
There you go. I can remember this. I try to remember while he's talking this now. I
Put your
can't
flags in
remember
the
it.
air.
I just remember.
That's all I remember.
That's all we remember. And that's of Independence. That's the only song that we remember.
Happy Independence, Bahamas. And you know, wait. You know what? Glory to God,
So
sir.
they treat him now like Mariah Carey and Christmas. It's like it's time for
Continue to
him.
live in the land
It's
of
time
milk
for him
and
to
honey.
defrost. Time to defrost.
It's
It's time to defrost. Hellcat 360. All right, let's go. Happy Independence, Bahamas.
As he should.
The former finance secretary, I think during that administration, he did respond. And that's Marlon Johnson. I think he did like a Facebook post during the time.
He always does. I want to say that like he's good with those
Yeah,
things as well.
because he was. I think he was secretary at the time.
Yes,
during that
he would have
administration.
been. Yes, he was.
But he said that no elected official or public servant in the Bahamian government gave any instructions to NIB or would have been allowed to give any instructions to the NIB on how to conduct its investment operations, including the sale of any equity. As detailed in the NIB audited statements for 2020, NIB liquidated a substantial portion of its reserve assets to meet its legal obligations to the tens of thousands of Bahamians and made lawful requests for unemployment assistance after having paid into NIB for the benefit for years. And that is the purpose of having high quality and marketable reserve assets to be able to increase in value, but be readily accessible when necessary to meet demand obligations. The auditors had access to the related information, and the audited statements speak to the value of these transactions during the period. This information has been in the public domain for some time. He made that statement at the end of end of June, I guess, when it was being talked about. Like, this was public knowledge from the report in 2021. So,
you know what? Glory to God that they had it to cash out on.
Yeah. You know, and it definitely, I don't think there was any complaint from it. Not people that like they couldn't get the money.
Mm-hmm.
Once the money was there, the Bahamian public definitely benefited from it. And the other story that's leading the Nassau Guardian is that criminals smashed the Super Value store in a failed robbery attempt. This happened yesterday. I saw the pictures yesterday circling social media. Criminals smashed, this is by Tanika Thompson, criminals smashed the glass door at Super Value Golden Gates location early yesterday morning in a failed attempt to break into the automated teller machine kept inside, a store official said. Police said the break-in occurred shortly before 5 a.m. and the suspects were still at large. When the Nassau Guardian arrived on the scene, cleanup of the glass and debris was underway, and the workers had erected a large green tap over the gap in the wall where the glass was smashed. The ATM was their target, Christopher Mackey, assistant manager at Super Value's Golden Gates location, said. I'm pretty sure that's the only thing that they came for.
Y'all really went into Super Value and tried to break into the ATM and thought y'all was going to be
They
successful?
didn't want to break it. I think they wanted to steal the ATM.
Take the whole ATM?
You can't like, take stuff on it. You have to carry it and then, like, hopefully go with torches and all that kind of stuff. Good morning, everybody who's there. Shakara is here. Julianne is here.
Good morning.
Saying good morning, everybody. Good morning, guys.
But how? How are you going to take an ATM out of Super Value?
Did you see the pictures of how they broke in?
No.
Oh, they attached either like a truck or something to the bars and they yacked the whole thing off. Like, no, they took out a whole section in the front of the store.
Which store this is?
Golden Gates. This is the main, like, so it wasn't like they didn't like come through like a small door, because the way they reported seemed like they tried to take the door off. No, like a whole like storefront window section.
They really would have been better off trying to just take some detergent.
That's why I think you should just go on there, grab some, you should just grab meat and they, but no, they want to take the ATM.
Because y'all need to see how expensive groceries is.
so no, my thing is that at this time it's like this is a very scary time to try to do this robbery, because at 5 a.m. the roads are already starting to get like populated. People starting to make moves.
Not
like,
no motto. School closed.
Actual school closing. A little
Because
later.
there was traffic on the road at 8:30. That's how you know.
Yeah, there's traffic this morning too. When it's coming down, there's definitely traffic on that marathon, Robinson Road Rescue area. There was a long line. I was very shocked this morning. I was upset. But no, Chicago's also they didn't steal any groceries. No, they did not. They came to try to get that ATM. I thought they would have gone for the gain. If
Y'all be watching too much movies, man.
yeah, and I think like if you really watch movies, you realize getting into ATMs is a lot of work.
I guess that's why they tried to take the whole ATM.
Yeah, I had to try to get, but I don't think they got it. I think their plans were.
But come
was
on, though,
very early in
5
this plan.
a.m. in the morning. Super
Five.
Value opens at like 7.
As I say, like, why up at this time? This is a time when like things are like starting to move now. By that time, the guy, the Tribune, didn't drop that off. The Guardian, they'd be in there. They put the papers in there. Wendy's right across the road. That thing ready to open. So Wendy's right over there, getting ready to open. Things are starting to move. At this time, you're outside now.
And y'all say, yeah, now wait.
Yes, make a big bang by yucking the whole storefront off and try to take this ATM. That didn't work.
Ah, boy.
But police have been making pleas the public to be safe around these ATMs at nighttime. Look, apparently there's a uptick in
Robberies?
in attempted robberies,
Armed robberies.
at these nighttime at the ATMs.
I saw they posted a list of some locations, eh?
Yeah, that they are concerned about, and so they are actually person not don't go with that. But they said that's one thing they came for because it's the right there by the door. So they took out. Oh, that's a better picture there. If you see, like they took out the whole front section of the shop right there. So that whole front section gone right by the ATM, and so they tried to take that out.
Oh, Lord. They talked to Rupert?
No, they talked to the president, who is Miss Simonet, Deborah Simonet. They say their estimate will cost $5,000 to fix that hole that they took out.
They got that.
I was like, you know what that means? Somebody go up. So
we
gotta pay
put
for that
them
classic
scrub
roof.
daddies up.
Don't do what?
Don't put the scrub daddies up. I love them.
What scrub daddies?
They're like a sponge that you use to like clean dishes and stuff, and they work on hard and soft stuff. Like it gets hard and it gets soft, and it's like really amazing.
I know that. Good morning, Ginger Roll is here. Good morning, Ginger.
Good morning.
Morning to everybody else who's listening via TuneIn Radio, and Facebook and YouTube. So welcome to In the News as we go through the papers. So yeah, that's the next big story. That was the final big story on the front. Is it what? Let me make sure. I don't want to give. No, there's one more story here with the Prime Minister in the National Time capsule. That's what they have it here.
I thought that was so nice.
Sadie Curtis Primary School student Tyler Penn assists Prime Minister Philip Davis in wrapping items to place inside of a time capsule yesterday. From left are Prime Minister Philip Davis, Sadie Curtis student Tyler Penn, LW Young student Ariana Sky Davis, Chair of the Bahamas Independent Secretariat, Seabreeze MP Leslie Miller, shout out to my MP, Leslie Miller Bryce, and Director of the Antiques Monuments and Museums Corporation, Dr. Christopher Curry. I don't know, I didn't get the story behind it. Did they give a story behind it? Or what's happening with this time capsule?
I heard something in news about what's going to be in it, but I don't remember.
And I'm trying to get some more clarity. Students write a wish list for what they would like to see the Bahamas become in 25 years. The wish list were then placed inside of a National Time capsule. There you go.
I think that they should have done it for 50. I feel like 25 ain't enough time, man.
Although what, they take to the Bahamas in 50 years?
Yeah, like they should have been, like it should have been a time capsule. Like even if they did the list for 25, open it in 50 years. Because it would be like technically an entirely new generation where it will kind of be more like historical, you know.
First of all, in 25 years, we can forget this. For 50 years, we'll definitely forget this. I think 25.
Every time somebody come out of office, they go put a note. Time capsule.
Remember the time capsule? They put this so you can
a
remember.
reminder.
Because you know the next, when any
you
government change, they clean that out. They clean the whole office out. What is this? What is the garbage? What is this?
You know what? This is why we thank God for journalists who remind and hold politicians.
And which journalists can remember 25? First of all, politicians. First of all, which journalists can remember? First of all, journalists leaving the job every couple of months as a new slate of journalists.
You know
who remembering this by next independence?
Absolutely.
First of all, by independence, we can forget this. Forget next independence. By next Wednesday,
we have a
no one remember this time capsule.
A very good friend at one of the country's leading news organizations who I'm sure will remember.
She can remember this?
And will encourage them to go and look for it.
Amen.
Amen.
I don't know. Who you think when they come to independence next Wednesday, they think you'll remember the time capsule? The time what?
Oh, yeah, we just did that last weekend.
Like what that is?
No, man, I still think 50 years it would have been more significant, man.
Okay, I did the capsule. I know. Like, who off that? You think that was Miller Bryce carry it? I know, Dr. Curry. Who to carry that? Someone carry it.
Wow.
Where they put that?
Just wow.
Hey, you know, where that going?
Just wow.
Exactly. Like Jenna says, by tomorrow, we already forget.
Wow. You know what? There's so much negativity.
By tomorrow, we ready. Like, what time capsule? Everybody remember that. In other news in the paper, in the Guardian, anything in the Tribune that's making that looks...
Students in Jamaica want flight out before storm. Fears among Bahamian students in Jamaica have heightened now that the country is under hurricane watch, with some calling on the government to evacuate them as soon as possible. Concerned students expressed their anxiety to the Tribune last night after receiving a notice from the University of Wendy's Mona campus urging students except non-Jamaican residents to evacuate their halls by today. The university urged them to carry their essential belongings, important documents, and medications. They were told to expect updates from UE Mona official social media pages. I'm looking, I see the Foreign Affairs Minister's picture here, so I'm looking for his comments. Their comments came hours after Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell told the House of Assembly the government is closely monitoring Hurricane Beryl and will take whatever emergency measures are needed to ensure the safety of Bahamian students in Jamaica. So, he said, from initial reports he received, Barbados appeared to have minimal damage. He said Honorary Consul Selwyn Smith indicated that Bahamians are safe in Barbados as far as he is aware. He said a team from his ministry left for Grenada before CARICOM meetings, initially scheduled for July 3rd through to the 5th, were canceled due to the storm. He said the decision to cancel the meeting, blah, blah, blah. Sorry, still looking. Yeah, but
no real
he said
answer,
officials have been in contact with students there and have urged them to heed the advice of Jamaican authorities.
I think I can go where, like as a student that's over there, more likely you don't have the kind of cash to afford any kind of hotel or anything like that. So where are we expecting them to go? Do we have like an embassy over there that would say, y'all can come here, stay here for a while, or do we have an embassy that would say, hey, take this money, find yourself a hotel? Like, do we have those kind of things in place for students if we don't bring them back?
Well, he did say that they're watching closely and will take whatever necessary measures, emergency measures, to ensure that students and Bahamians in Jamaica are safe.
Amen.
Amen. So I guess
that's before Lancy.
That's included.
As it comes closer. The other news, the Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Darville, said yesterday fecal matter has been found in the well fields near the Western New Providence site that is being proposed to house a new hospital. And they will deal with that. Darville says water contamination at new hospital site will be addressed. Now, my concern is, how long has y'all known this would be in the problem? Because if I lived around this area, I would be very... Oh, like, hold on, what you mean?
He confirmed this, or he's saying it like he is...
It was brought to light, I mean, not from the story yet, but I know it was brought to light yesterday by former Prime Minister Dr. Minnis, who's concerned about, like, water levels. And the fact that the water table is so low and it's prone to flooding in the back there.
Dr. Minnis is odd. Trade, right? Because you could have said that long time.
He's like, I don't get it, boy. Whatever. So
he was trying a whole lot to see after the leadership.
He said he know that that area is known for flooding. That area is known for is a low level area, sort of like what Pinewood is, where the water table is high. And then Dr. Michael Darville was like, they are aware that they found like fecal matter in the water wells, and it's like, hold on, sir, about the person that live in this area. What exactly are they to do with this? Like, how fast are you going to work on this to know that there is fecal matter in my well water? It's like, y'all talked about this before. There's something that this is brand new. How fast are y'all addressing this? That would be my concern. Forget the new hospital right now about this water over there for the area I live in. Like, how fast y'all going to address this issue? But they say they're working to address that.
Ah, boy. Yeah, because that I would hope so.
I would really be addressed
as soon as possible. Don't even dig.
Yeah, no,
don't even
right
dig
now.
before.
Don't go to the hospital. Let's get this water together.
What?
Let's get this little area cleaned up, please. I don't know who the MP is for that area. That's like around Iraqi. That's Iraq. That's like Papua track where Iraqi and all that area is. I don't think that won't be Dr.
What
Dennis.
what is that
I don't know what area that is.
Minister Sayers? No wait.
It could might extend that far. It could extend that far. I'm not even sure. But but yeah, that's about the proposed hospital. Clay Sweeting said they can fix the water issues on Eleuthera. That's then another issue that took news about this whole situation of Eleuthera and Aqua Design falling short on their plans for and their obligations for water for Eleuthera. In court news, a teen was denied bail for the second alleged crime. Supreme Court judge yesterday refused bail to a 16-year-old boy who allegedly reoffended while on bail. Justin Franklin Williams Casey denied the teenager bail for his welfare and for the safety of the public. The teen was arrested on October 2023 on charges of possession of a firearm with the intent to endanger the lives of 4 teenagers. He allegedly committed the offense while on bail for the attempted murder of another teen. Sir, you are 16 years old. And why was he given bail? I guess anyways, so so I guess he was denied bail now. Thank God. And so I guess we'll see when his court date up. He's now being housed in the adolescent section of the Bahamas Department of Correctional Services, which I learned is not Boys Industrial School because I thought it was. And thanks to in the news, I learned that's not the case. And other news, governor faced the overarmed officers using in task force, or faced heat, over armed. Okay, I don't know how to get in court news. I think that's it for me.
Yeah, we're pretty struggly today.
Oh, actually, no. The MP passes bill to repeal stem cell law. That's also in the Guardian. You can get the Guardian and read up on that. Honorable Michael Darville is talking about stem cell law. Also, a statement from the Chief Justice, Ian Winder. Also, some job opportunities. So, if you're looking for a job, if you have the ability to be a financial controller, there is a place here looking for a financial controller, looking for maintenance manager. So, get yourself a copy of the paper if you're looking for jobs. There are definitely jobs in here.
Out there.
Wanted accountants, whole heap of things. Story that's in the editorial is Small Island Development States Need Finance to Tackle Climate Crisis. That's a story here by the Right Honourable Patricia Scotland. Casey is the Secretary General of the Commonwealth. She has a spot here in the editorial section. Losing Faith in the Justice System by Mandel Victorious Miller. That's his name.
That name sounds familiar.
Mandel. I know Mandel does be one to be on Shanique Show all the time. I know his name was Mandel.
Mandel. That's him?
Yeah, I know his last name, so I'm not sure that is him.
Maybe him.
That could be him. But I think that's it. That's making national news for today. Yeah, I don't see anything else.
Did
but
you
if
see
you want
anything
to
on
get a
the
story,
other stations?
not that I can remember that made like big news.
Mm-hmm.
I did see some things last night on I think Eyewitness did a story of a young man that was trying to get help with police like getting his papers and stuff mixed up, had a warrant of his arrest for criminal so something that deal with his bail and not going to court, but apparently it wasn't true, and now he's losing his job. I saw some of that, but nothing else that I can remember. Cruise Ports Bahamas Investment Fund up to 7.14%. Clico to declare. Clico still going around? Wow. Clico to declare payment shortly. Mr. Phil Davis said the Parliament state that the liquidator of the insolvent insurance company Clico is proposing to declare payment shortly. I didn't forget that whole story. I forgot if Clico was still around. And still owing people, I assume. So you can read more of that. There's also some persons that are applying for citizenship. And I think like a name change here. Like from when we started the show, I encourage y'all, look inside them. You never know. You'll be very surprised. And if you may know a reason why someone should not get citizenship, go ahead and give the Department of Immigration a call. As the persons here now are being applied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 persons. Can I count right? I cannot count right. That's 7. 7 persons are applying for citizenship in the paper today. And other things. Anything else?
How do you feel about that? Because we're still catching up on things that have been going on in the country. How do you feel about this thing with that individual that went missing, who came for a retreat?
Oh, the yoga retreat?
Yeah.
There's so many confusing stories about that.
Because the American news, I think I don't know if they're still here, but they were here, and their videos were going viral on TikTok about it, talking about no one really looking for them, and you know.
One of the things that I found very like like sort of not, it wasn't funny, but it was like comical to the extent where Bahamians was like, first of all, that didn't happen on the Bahamas, that didn't happen on Nassau. Just like that happened over there.
I feel like our inability to take
so it was
serious.
like, why are we trying to separate this? Like first that's over there. But I mean, the base of it, I thought it was something that was being done by like a Bahamian group was having this yoga retreat. Come to find out, it's not a Bahamian group.
It's an American company.
It's an American thing. Come to find out, this has happened multiple times here before. So this is like their first time here. It's their first stint here.
We just finding out about it because something happened.
Because something happened on it. And of course, I've seen the statements by persons that attended the retreat that speaking how poorly secured it was. Like there was no security. Anybody could just walk in and just go to the retreat. There was no kind of procedures, anything in place. And so I'm pretty sure I think they're not saying it, but I think it's more liable. They're more liable looking at the yoga retreat themselves rather than like a Bahamian incident. Although they're not carrying it as that. When I saw the reports, I was very upset because it was like, don't forget now the American they gave advisories to don't travel to the Bahamas. Like, sir, this is not no. This don't tie the two together.
And people used to be so like, who cares? We don't need them type things. But these are the moments when things like that become detrimental, become a concern, and become an irritation.
Because now every major news corporation brought up that travel advisory.
Yes, absolutely.
They left that travel advisory. Like, don't forget now. We told you don't go there. And look here, you're going there. Now look what happened. They can't find this young lady.
That's how you tell a story.
They bring up all the data, pull the files. Now the other side of it, I haven't heard anybody confirm yet whether it is transgender. That was another thing that was making
going around.
That was circulating on social media.
Yeah.
That it was a man that is now a female, or that I don't know if it was like completely had the surgery and stuff like that. I don't know, and I think that was confusing as well. And someone was like, "It don't make any sense. It don't make a difference. Someone is missing." I like it does make some sort of difference if I know I'm looking for a male. If I found somebody, if I'm looking for actual like someone born male with male body parts, and I think I'm looking for a female, that could be a difference.
But didn't they say something about finding her phone?
They found a phone in the water.
In the water.
Yeah, I think they say they found it in waters like off from the retreat.
But
all of her belongings.
And all of her belongings.
Yeah, I think all the belongings were still at the retreat. And then they found the phone like in the water somewhere. Some persons allege that area is known for sharks. So let's say if she did go in the water, and like there could be a possible shark attack, we don't know, because I can't remember what show it was. They talked about the fact that they remembered like the story of the boy who jumped overboard and shark attacked him. Like I think they found his body like almost like close to Eleuthera, like his body washed up ashore like months later. So like with shark attacks, the chance that you find a body anywhere nearby is like slim. So that's also possible. Then there's still hope that that she just went somewhere.
I know somebody was telling me too that area as well is known for like those aggressive currents, like pulling people in. So like she could have possibly even like gone for a swim or something.
Yeah, that whole like Paradise Island beach scenario.
Very dangerous. Very dangerous.
When I heard of Cabbage Beach, and I still have never been there because one, I don't swim. And when I heard about this whole drop-off situation, I was yeah, it's no for me. So that whole area I've heard horrible stories of waters that are right off of Paradise Island. Like you could go from a couple like ankle deep to over your head in just one step, and then currents just come and go. So I know that area is known for having bad rip currents of it in that area. So I mean, for the family's sake, I'm hoping for a return or some sort of closure.
Yeah.
But for the American media, please stop. Please stop.
If you're listening, please
stop with this narrative. Stop. This narrative of just putting things out there, like tying this to the travel advisory. No. Please stop that. Yeah, that was.
That's how they make people want to watch the story and care.
And that's how they make people not want to come to Bahamas either.
Absolutely.
And so, shout out to tourism team that's still trying to like fix that, and change the look of it.
As they should.
They're
doing a great job.
Yeah, definitely. So anyway, so that's it for us today for In the News.
Yeah.
We want to encourage you to join us back tomorrow. We start tomorrow. We're gonna be earlier. Hopefully with less traffic, and now that we have a sort of sense and remember how to do radio, we have the thing set up in time. We'll be back here tomorrow at 9:30 for In the News. So we ask you to keep it locked to Glory 93.9 FM. Some more great shows are on the way for you later today. Of course, the Life Experience. You still have Dr. Tony Evans, The Adventures. Then Odyssey also comes your way later this afternoon. And it's going to be already had more great shows. In the News will be back tomorrow. Around 9:30. No later than 9:39. For 93.9. For keeping locked right here to Glory 93.9 FM. Coming up, we have some music in from Todd Galbraith. A song called Let Praises Rise, featuring Anisha Figueroa Cooper. And more great music for you here on Glory 93.9 FM. So keep it locked right where you got it, your favorite gospel station.
Bye.